Let's welcome back former Laker great and Game 7 hero of the NBA Finals in 2010 against the Boston Celtics, Metta World Peace. And this just kind of brings back a lot of memories to you, doesn't it?
Lots of memories. Every time they replay that on television, it brings chills because it was such a positive moment, such an emotional moment and a fun moment. Everything about joy was involved.
Do you know what Kobe would have said to you if you'd missed that shot?
Hey,
you may not be able to say it, but do you know?
If I would have missed that shot, he would have been mad maybe inside, and I don't know. Or he would have tried to win it next time, or, I don't know. It would have been hard to say, but he would have made the adjustment.
Real easy, that is for sure.
He would have made the adjustment.
And now you've gone on. I remember the day when we were down at the courthouse, and you changed your name and everything. It's really amazing how you have opened up yourself to criticism by exposing and talking about your weaknesses.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best way to heal wounds, the best way to move forward. So many people nowadays, react so fast and wind up in prison or wind up getting suspended from school, wind up in trouble. So it's important to show other messages. And
there's a documentary that is out now that you're doing, and it's really amazing. It's called Quiet Storm.
Yes.
The Ron Artest story. Why Quiet?
Quiet Storm was a track from Mobb Deep, and their Quiet Storm was, we're in the middle, of this storm. Mobb Deep had a famous line that said, "There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from." And Quiet Storm with me was nice, sensitive guy, but always ready to erupt. Anything can tick me off, at that point in time. How do you gain control of that?
And of course, there were so many things that you were involved in that you didn't even tell us about. And many people are saying, how in the world did Metta World Peace, how was he able to perform on the court when he was going through so many of these things off the court?
Right. Right before the brawl, I was playing well, and that was kind of a point where I figured this is going to be over pretty soon. I didn't know what was going on, and I still had some skill. So I was able to work hard and still had some skill, but mentally I wasn't where I wanted to be. But I have a lot of grit. I'm probably one of the toughest inside, the toughest mentally that I've known as far as basketball players. So I was able to overcome in the last 18 years.
How? That's the big question, yeah.
Grit, improvement, evolving, and it's all about that grit that you not only on the court, but off the court, do you have grit?
It's amazing, in Metta's documentary, he was talking about a lot of things that he's done, and he mentioned that he sold drugs, right?
Briefly when I was younger, yeah.
Here's a clip.
Hustling was something that was very intriguing. I learned how to cook crack, learned how to cut up the cookies and stuff. So, all right, cool, here we go. I remember making my first sale. There was a crackhead who would always come and buy it from my family. I remember giving the crackhead the money and just running back in the house. I didn't even take the money, and my cousin was like, "Yo, where the money at?" I'm like, "Yo, I didn't have time to take the money."
You still think about that?
So, not as much, but sometimes there's a lot of kids out there that was in those situations, great ballers, beautiful minds. And when they are introduced to the lifestyle of the streets, you can get caught up. I've seen it happen time in and time again.
So by you opening up yourself to what you did in the past, that may be something that will help some of these young people that are coming on now.
Absolutely, because I can do basketball camps and I can give speeches and do all these type of things, but if you're not in the streets, you're not going to be relatable. This is real situations that's happening in these streets, and the more people know about my story, the more they can talk to me, the more they can see, wow, he's not a drug dealer. He actually was going to go to college and play basketball, and he has businesses and he's doing his thing, and it's very relatable.
How important was your father?
My father was very important. Like I said in the documentary, my father and mom had different issues, but as a child, you love your parents, and he helped me get to the point where I am now in terms of basketball. Taking me out on the court and spending that quality time with his son. And
here's what Metta had to say about his father in the documentary.
I probably had some hate towards him because I would go at him and he would push me down, not let me score, me play one-on-one full court, and me and my dad all night. I think that's where I built my endurance up. It was like nothing's easy. That's how we played. I started beating my dad when I was 15. That's when he couldn't beat me no more. And then when I was able to beat him, I'm like, this is how I gotta play.
It's funny. I know it's not funny, but it is funny. You say, well, I stopped playing when I was 15 because I know it. He couldn't beat me anymore.
Yeah. It was a point. It was a point in time with my dad when I started to win consistently, but I couldn't always beat him. He would beat me sometimes, and then eventually it was like I was just winning and winning and winning and winning. And then my dad would be like, "Hey son, you want to play basketball?" When I used to say, "Hey dad, you want to play?" and he'd be like, "Hey son, you want to play?" I'd be like, "No, I don't feel like playing today, dad."
You know, because the reason I say that is because a lot of times today, in our young families, we don't have that male image. And in particular, we don't have that male image in our black families.
It's true, you know, the male image, and then sometimes in our communities, the female image is not, they're not projected as strong, but they really are.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't have a lot of support, you know, and the men are not good at partnerships, you know, with all the different baby mothers and divorce rate. So the men is not keeping the household strong. So it always falls back on the lady, on the female.
What do you want people to learn from your experience and this documentary?
I want people to just use it as a tool. I'm an example, definitely not a role model, more of an example. Use it as a tool if you need it. Watch the documentary with your kids, and hopefully they can get inspired to do something positive with their life.
You know what, though? I have to disagree with you. I think you are a role model.
Thank you.
Because it takes a man deep inside to admit his mistakes and to expose those mistakes and things like that for criticism for everyone to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of criticism for everyone to see. You know, sometimes we shy away from telling people that where we're from, what we did, but it's very important to speak on it because we're not perfect. As newborn babies, we didn't choose to be brought into this earth. So yeah, let's tell all the stories.
Man, there's a lot of people that want to get to you and talk to you now with this documentary.
I know. You know, I love being behind the scenes. I recently got rid of my Instagram. I used to have 100,000 followers, and I get rid of it. I got to start all over because I try to stay out the media as much as possible. But you know, with this doc, people loved it. They've been coming on at my seat on the airplane, direct messaging me. This is inspiring. Thank you so much. Great feedback.
How does it help you?
You know, it doesn't really help me. It makes me proud. Makes me proud. That I could help someone else. That's what I like about it, you know, and I'm looking forward to doing more programming like this. I always wanted to do programming like this, and producer Johnny Sweet, Omar Colleen from CAA, Jermaine O'Neal, and Steven Jackson gave me the blessing, Bleacher Report, Showtime, people like yourself, my wife, Maya Artes, very supportive of this film, and my team, Heidi Bush. We had a great experience with what we did. We want to do more programming like this in all sorts and fashions, not just documentaries, but movies, TV shows. It's so important and it's so inspiring.
Do you know that what you're doing, the gift that you have and you're giving back, and the knowledge that you have that you're giving back is something that's very precious? There's going to be a lot of other young kids that are going to benefit from this.
Yes, you know, that's what it's about. I always tell people I coach that are a little bit older, it's no longer about us. It was when I was 25, it was still about us. But when you get older, it's not about us. It's about the next generation, empowering them, giving them tools so they can lead, you know, the next generation.
It's amazing you mentioned that because when you said, I thought of something that Dr. King once said, when he said, giving back to your fellow mankind is one of the most noble things that anyone can do. And this is you being noble.
Absolutely. You know, when I was young, I always wanted to get awards like that, peace prizes and stuff. But, you know, my personality and persona didn't allow me to do that. But I did get the Citizenship Award. So it shows me that I was on the right path. If certain things went better in my life. So I got the Martin Luther King Award in Chicago for diversity a month ago. I got a lot of mental health awards throughout California and Los Angeles, you know, working with the city of Los Angeles. So I've really enjoyed that type of service.
You talked about the team that's helping you do all these wonderful things now. What about that team you used to play for, the Lakers?
Well, that team I used to play for the Lakers, Jordan Farmar, Sasha, Adam Morrison, you know, Shannon Brown, Jordan, Josh Powell. We had a great team, and the rest.
And the rest, yeah.
And the rest of us.
But what about the team this year, what they're going through right now?
This team is going through what everybody goes through. It's simple. It's either white and black. You're good or you're not. If you're good, great, keep winning. If you're not, get better and try to win. It's really simple. No excuses, no entitlement, no babying. Just get better. And these guys have the grit to get it done.
I think one of the reasons is because the teams that you were talking about that you played on, and the ones before you, spoiled everyone by being so great and having all these wonderful personalities.
It's definitely Shaq's fault and Kobe's fault. Derek Fisher, every big shot. You know, when the shot is big, Derek Fisher, the rim seems to open up for Derek. And it's like, just throw a little tic-tac in the ocean. He hits big shots, man.
You know what? You should take some blame, too. You played a major part in it, buddy.
Yeah, the defense is pretty cool. I hit some big shots. I had a great time in Staples Center.
We had a great time talking to you. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Metta World Peace, and we'll be back with more of Sports Central Sunday right after this.